Welcome back to Tongue First, the podcast where queer questions meet honest chaos.
Pull on your big girl pants and do your job because this needed to happen because there's nothing like this out there.
I'm Brookdale, your illustrious narrator. Tongue First is an unscripted, sapphic, and queer podcast hosted by Aubrey, Siren Jones, and Wendy Reeves. This week, they're joined by Miss Magali, queer Latina, musical theater performer, TikTok yapper, and full-time gaming streamer who went live to a community of 7 people and never looked back.
You don't know what's happening on the other side of the screen. You could be absolutely anxious. You could be fighting your own demons. You could be smiling and happy. But I know that I was going through something at that point in time when I got that share. And I smiled.
This one has everything. A murder musical with an impressive body count, the story of how a quiet stranger showed up during one of Siren's hardest moments and changed her trajectory, what it means to be a soft place to land on the internet, and turning 30 after your 20s tried to take you out.
I earned the peace I have because I lived without it for so long, and others may take that for granted. So 30 and comfortable is kind of sexy. Like, what the fuck is this? I like it here.
It gets funny, it gets tender, it gets heavy in the best way possible. Grab something warm, get comfortable, and go tongue first. This is episode 9, Murder Musicals, Iced Vanilla Berry, and Anxious Attachment with Miss Magali.
I think my polycule dream just got killed tonight.
If I send you a picture of my boobs, would it make you feel better?
Did you want mine?
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Hi, it's Bodera here, guest relations, social media, and the person responsible for getting the people you just heard into this room. If you haven't heard yet, we have a Patreon. It's called Tongue First After Hours. You can get ad-free episodes starting at $5 a month, bonus episodes at the $15 second cup tier, and at the Pillow Talk tier, you get all of that, plus a mention in the episode credits and extra chaos. I also book the guests, so if you want to know what's coming next, the Patreon is where you'll hear about it first. And if you haven't been to the website yet, tonguefirstpodcast.com, go look around, get nosy, and stay a while. The link's in the show notes.
Earlier, and I'm on to both of you.
We were just texting about the future bonus episode for the Patreon.
Mm-mm.
No?
Why would I not be able to hear that siren?
Well, we wanted to surprise you with the fun.
You asked
game.
for a surprise where the video games were concerned. I was trying to pick out a video game that you would appreciate.
We worked really hard on that, actually.
You both are lying to my face right now.
I don't appreciate that.
Have I ever talked to either one of you about a specific video game in my life?
No, you haven't, which is why I'm doing the process and the research to figure out
Magali,
what...
That's not a lie. That is not a lie at all.
Magali,
No, I'm not
you
sure.
were not texting about that. So don't.
You know
We're not going to start out this relationship with lies.
Speaking of starting out a relationship, let's try to start out a podcast. This is episode 9 of Tongue First Podcast. Welcome in, everybody, listeners in podcast land. I can't believe, honestly, that we're at episode 9.
Episode
already.
9 is wild, and it's went so fast, but it's been a wild ride. And I'm tired, Grandpa.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
Some fibbing bitches. It's all right. Oh, I'm gonna let you have that.
What are we fibbing about?
You're not tired. You've just started out on the coolest journey ever with one of your favorite people, and you get the opportunity to create a platform where you make sure that other people's stories are amplified to the highest possibility. You make sure that people feel seen in your space and appreciated by your energy. Your podcast is not something to take lightly or assume, I'm tired of bullshit. Pull on your big girl pants and do your job because this needed to happen because there's nothing like this out there. So continue to create the work that you're creating.
Okay, well, that is Miss Magali, and she wants me to marry her. She just proposed to me, so
I'm putting
I-
on my
That is,
mask.
I don't think
accept.
that is the case. I don't think that is the case, but
I accept. whatever fucked up, twisted flirting that was, I will accept it into my loins.
Nice chat.
Also, you don't
That's wild
know what
behavior.
I'm tired of, okay? I'm almost 45. I'm seasoned. Your girl is a little tired on a regular degular. That doesn't mean I'm not going to do it. Who is HR around here?
I don't know.
Is that me? Can I be
Is
HR?
someone HR?
I can be HR.
You're going to be HR. It says you need to refresh your browser.
She's gone.
She'll be back. Tell me about the show that you were in.
So I worked on a musical called Heathers, based off of the 80s. I want to call it a rom-com, but it's not really a rom-com. It's like a teenage terracom. Like you get a full-on existential crisis from the main character, but like you're also watching her fall in love with this batshit crazy teenage boy who wants to shoot up his high school. Yeah. So like dad travels around the country to blow things up, and he lands in the middle of Ohio, like nowhere Ohio. And this girl who is constantly being seen as nerdy and lame finds this lonely skater boy-esque, reading books, dark jacket, hoodie emo boy attractive. So she's like, damn, I want that. And she also wants to be popular. So you watch her go through the rings of being popular. You watch her embarrass herself publicly, fall into a shame spiral where she's told she's never going to be accepted again. Run to emo boy, and emo boy says, it's okay. Everything's all right. Let's go back to the house where this girl's at, and you could talk to her. And she says, yeah, I'm going to beg for forgiveness. Lo and behold, emo boy puts her in the position to poison her best friend, and now she's got murder on her hands. That's
wow.
the first murder. The second murder.
This is just the first part. The first murder.
Just the first murder. There's.
Oh my gosh.
Have you not seen this?
There's a joke in the movie that her teenage angst has a body count. And I kid you not, it makes me giggle every time. This is not your average everyday musical where there's ponies and group numbers and everybody dancing in the chorus line. No. The first 5 seconds of the musical.
If you're listening in podcast land right now and it feels like you got here by some fever dream because we just started into a scene from something, it's okay. You'll catch up, I promise.
The first 5 words of the musical is freak, slut, loser, burnout, homo, bug eyes. Like, they really, really wanted to embrace the fact that nobody gave a fuck about each other in the 80s. So the same musical duo who worked on Legally Blonde the musical curated and penned the movie of Heathers into a musical format. And they really did stay true to the homage of the way music was like amplified during that time period, and we did our damn thing where costumes were concerned. It was a really fun show, and I was just in the ensemble. I just happened to be a cheerleader helping tell this story, but there's something about a stage where nothing's ever boring, and you always have a place for your eyes to track, to wander to. And every once in a while, somebody would stop and they would look at me, and they would want to gauge their reaction off of my reaction to the story that's taking place. Think of it like the audience applause on sitcoms. When you hear the laugh track happen and it coaches you into laughing, well, my reaction was not necessarily the right reaction. It was just the appropriate reaction to the setting that we're in. So if the popular kids are laughing and it's not funny, I'm still laughing because my job is to want to be the popular kids.
What's the name of the show again?
Heathers, the musical.
Heathers the musical.
Mm-hmm.
Have you never seen this movie, Siren?
No.
Why am I not fucking surprised?
I've never seen anything cool. I only saw shit, and hold on. We got to back up a second because y'all came into this like a roaring meteor into like this story that we didn't even tell you what's going on. So, Miss Magali, we had some audio issues, but we're back. You sound beautiful, by the way. Your voice is incredible.
You flatter me.
I think that's why a lot of people follow you on TikTok, which is what you do predominantly now, which is how we met, right?
I do a lot of yapping. I think
Should we start there, Wendy? Can we start with like how we met?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Do you want to tell the story? Do you want me to tell the story? How do we start this?
Can we go from point of views? Can I give mine last? Can I allow you guys to tell yours first?
Yeah. So like Wendy and I, we do the TikTok thing and we do those things called battles. We've talked about this here and there, matches. And every once in a while you schedule stuff, and we had one scheduled. It was a 2v2 with spicy Mac and dark cruel irony, which we've been doing. How long have we been doing that, Wendy? At that point,
Like 2 months, I think.
yeah,
Maybe.
yeah, like just like a little bit of time, and it was good because we had people showing up for it.
It was
But
short-lived.
it was short-lived. I mean, honestly, it went longer than I thought it would. It went like
Yeah,
probably 3 or 4
honestly.
months. We were 2 months into this, and it was like, I don't know, it was getting to a point where like we weren't all checking in every week, and one of our people couldn't make it. And Miss Magali, you and I had followed each other already.
But
I
we
hadn't
followed each other for a different reason.
Yeah,
So
which I don't remember what that reason was. I got to
we talked
imagine
about
it's
it
because you
today.
came into my live
We talked
at
about
one
it today.
point.
So
Yeah,
Stacy shared your live out when you were going through
right.
people literally like spam reporting your page. And I am queer and I'm a big advocate of supporting people on the platform that deserve to be amplified and uplifted. And so she shared it to me and said, I think you'd really like this person. They just got their main band. They need support on their backup. Can you go and hang out in their space? I was like, well, what the fuck else do I have going on? I can do this. If there's something small that I can do, it's spend my energy on someone who deserves it. So I go into Siren space and immediately I am like smiling at their energy. And you don't know what's happening on the other side of the screen. You could be absolutely anxious. You could be fighting your own demons. You could be smiling and happy. You could be not sober. There are so many things that could be happening from one side to the other. But I know that I was going through something at that point in time when I got that share. And I smiled. Going through all of that, someone made me smile. And so I not only dropped them a follow, I not only dropped them a heart me, which was to show like, hey, I fuck with this person. I also shared the live to someone else. Now, I don't remember if the person I shared it to came in, but it doesn't matter. What's
Doesn't matter at
relevant
this point. No,
is
that's
I came
history.
in and I stayed and I was still and I was quiet. It's very seldom that I am silent, but I silently sat and listened because I wanted to understand them and their story and their dynamics that they wanted to put on the internet, like the energy they wanted to portray. Because you have the chance to augment the version of yourself that people meet online. You can do so very little or in a very big way. And I didn't see major augments happening. I think I met a genuine person. And that's why I like couldn't look away. Now, when I went into their space, there was a lot going on.
I
There was
thought you said you wanted to go last.
Yeah.
but this one asked me a question.
Oh, you know what else we still didn't do, Wendy?
You're so right, Wendy. I'm sorry.
I realized when I listened
should
to
really listen.
the
You should
podcast
be a
with
good girl
Joe,
and just yeah.
like the when I re-listened to the podcast we did with Joe, we didn't introduce ourselves at all.
Oh,
No.
The whole hour, we didn't introduce who we are.
okay.
So should we pause to do that
Alright,
first?
should
Just
we
real
just,
quick. Just a
like,
quick
go
pause on
back?
what's going on. But my name's Siren. I would hope you guys know me at this point if you're on episode 9. But if this is your first episode, my name's Siren. Aubrey is my government name, but no one calls me that. My pronouns are she, her, and I've been doing podcast land stuff now for what feels like no time at all, but we've been crushing it.
We have been crushing it, indeed. And my name is Wendy Reeves.
My beautiful co-host.
Yes, I am half of this amazing duo. My pronouns are she, her, and bad bitch. We've talked about this. And yeah, we're just out here doing the podcast, episode 9. We do have Miss Magali on, who I'm extremely infatuated with.
Yeah. Just stay tuned because I imagine like Wendy has been hardcore flirting with
Hard in the
Magali
paint.
for like it's been you've turned it up a lot recently. And we're gonna get into that. But like this is like a stay tuned for the juicy part at the end, I think is where we're at right now. But so we were talking about this story about how we met, and you met me at a time when, oh my God, it was in the summer, it was the middle of Pride Month, and someone had made a dupe account of mine and convinced TikTok that it was really me. So I got this thing that I was impersonating this account. So they banned my account.
See,
They
Which
took
is wild.
everything down. They took everything down. They took my all my videos down. They took my lives down. Everything was gone. Couldn't even log in anymore.
It's crazy because how many, like I have 3 accounts of people that that have pretended to be me, and TT does nothing about it.
Yeah.
They
So
said nothing wrong here.
banned my account because whatever this account is, like, put in something to say that I was impersonating them. That's the only way that they would do anything about it. So they did that, which is malicious as fuck. And then I get banned. I end up going on my backup account. I'm like just started my vacation for the summer. It was my first time to like actually go on a trip with like the TikTok stuff that we've done and made and like create things, and everything got shut down as soon as I got there. So you came in on this moment, this really raw moment, I'm sure, of me trying my best to like keep doing the thing desperately.
I didn't know you at this time. We hadn't met, right?
No, we met like right
'Cause I
after
don't-
this.
Yeah, I don't remember this happening.
Yeah. So I finally got my stuff back. It took days, but we connected in that, and like it was a hard summer, and my whole platform has been showing up real and authentic and like not trying to pretend to be anything other than what I can show up to be. And I don't know. Well, maybe we can talk about this more later, but someone said this in my live and you said it the same, like literally less than an hour after, and I hadn't heard it from anybody before. But someone came in my live today and said, I really appreciate your live being such a soft place to land on TikTok.
Is that the theme of today?
I
got
know.
a DM for fuck, who was it? I'm about to go back and look, but a paragraph of just her thanking me for being on live and having a place for her in the morning and just starting her morning out. It's like, damn, well,
It's really reaffirming. Like, or
yeah.
it makes me feel like I'm doing something more than just showing up and hitting the live button when somebody communicates that I've become a part of their routine.
Do you want to introduce yourself?
My name's Magali, Miss Magali, if you please, according to TikTok, and the way I guess I'm choosing to be seen on social media. I do
If you're
the thing.
nasty, is it Miss Magali if you're nasty?
No,
Like Janet?
no. I mean, like, kind of, but like also no, because I do have, like, this is actually a very cute story. I was a preschool teacher for almost 7 years, and I had a couple of games that I would play in the afternoons around nap time, actually, where friends of mine who happen to have kids, their kids would watch the stream for the cozy game I was playing, and it was Miss Magali's game time, and it was always like very colorful and soft. And I used to get, you could be a Miss Rachel, and where I am not Miss Rachel. And I did work with kids, and I did read storybooks, and I was perceived as a Disney princess for a good amount of my time on TikTok. I had to like remove myself. Like, I am Miss Magali, but I'm also Miss Magali. Like, those are two different things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was about to say you're the
Mhm.
spiciest Miss Rachel I've ever
Right.
Yeah.
So like
met in
both
my life.
two things can be true at the same time. It's
Yeah.
just like the time of day and where you are.
Yeah.
So I don't really do those little games anymore. I want to put them on the schedule so I can specifically tell those friends who have kiddos to come back, because they ask. They're like, Miss
Yeah.
Magali played Caravan, because the game was called Cozy Caravan, and you would literally ride around on this little frog and collect produce to sell at a market. It was very cute.
That's adorable. And you've gotten most of your stuff, like most of your connections on TikTok have been through gaming.
A lot of them have. I do the thing where I do hit the random co-host button with nothing on the screen but me, and I try really hard to like amplify people's stories. I think Wendy popped in during this one. I hit the co-host button, and most recently somebody popped up and they were trying to sell their book, and I was like, "Okay, tell me what you do on live. Tell me about your book. Let's talk about where it's going to be and available. Like Tongue First is going to be available on every podcasting platform. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Good job. We didn't even send you talking points and you're like quoting them. It's perfect.
I'm trying.
Free sponsorship. Let's go.
Waiting for my invite back. It's fine.
So we had this moment we were talking about, like now it feels like forever ago, with Spicy Mac, and our weekly match with Spicy Mac and Dark Cruel Irony. And Spicy like couldn't make it. It was around Christmas time, I think. And
Mhm.
like she couldn't make it. She had something else going on, and it was kind of last minute. We were like, let's see if we can find someone. And Cruel invited Miss Magali.
I was not expecting to do anything. And I think it was actually on Christmas Day. It was either
Wow.
on Christmas Day, the day before, or the day after. And somebody's like, "You're going live on Christmas?" Like with the most disrespectful possible tone. And I was like, "Yeah, I
Yeah.
am." And they were like, "Why? Shouldn't you like be offline or something?" And I had to explain that somebody somewhere on the internet is by themselves today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
I don't have to let that happen. And I'm overstimulated by the rest of the world. So I have the opportunity to create that safe place for them to exist, whether it be silly, whether it be dumb, whether we be battling and having a distraction. I get to give them a moment of their regular day back. And that's by me hitting the live button. So I took that very personally. I was like, yeah, I'm going live. So I don't remember the exact day. If I wanted to, I could pull it up. Like I could go do my
Sure.
research. But I know that in December, I was coming off of a really bad disconnect in October where I had lost some stuff. And then again in November where I lost some people, connections, and stuff. And then December, I was like, this is all I have. This feels like myself when I get online after working at that corporate job that sucks my soul out. I just want to go live. I just want to create a community that wants to hang out with me. And getting into that battle, I didn't think I could compete. I didn't think I had any smoke. The only person who was willing to support me, I think he had done everything he was going to do. And you went around and you were touching buttons, ma'am. You're like, everybody's got to get the
I had a
speed. What are we
really good
doing?
month. And like honestly, in December was the closest I ever got to Live Pro, which like we know what that means, the three of us, but like people in podcast land might not. It's like you have to do amazing for the entire month. And I'm talking like tens of thousands of dollars.
And viewers consecutively paying attention and being a part of the conversation and showing up consistently. If that's not so, background on that, just so you know, I've moderated for 3 live pros. So
Oh,
when
hell yeah.
I went into like doing TikTok full time, I knew exactly what I was agreeing to because
Yeah.
I also like watched other people go through their live pro process and fall on their face for it. And then I was like, wait, hold on. Do you want this responsibility? This is a
Right.
lot. I don't,
Right.
the idea of pushing people around you to accomplish this is really not fun.
Yeah.
This
It was tough that month in that way, but I think everybody knew what we were fighting for. Because it would like Live Fest was worked in there too, and
Mhm.
it was a moment to not just like, I don't know, get the accolade of Live Pro, but it was to get a trans creator that isn't a rage baiter. I probably shouldn't. We should probably edit that out. A trans creator that
Why?
like
Facts are facts.
it's
Leave that
true.
shit in there.
I struggle to connect with other trans creators. I'll say that
Yeah.
out loud. I really do. They have stabbed me in the back more than anybody else on this app.
Do you think maybe it's because they feel like they have to be in competition with everyone that's trans?
Maybe.
You know, you have to, I can only imagine that you just have to feel like you are constantly trying to be seen in that process and trying to be who you are. And then when you get on this platform and you got support and you're showing up like authentically how you'd like to show up, but everything becomes a competition at that point. And then people get like catty and they just, you know, they're worried that they're going to fail.
Yeah.
So they see other trans creators as competition and maybe they're fearful of that.
Yeah, like more direct competition maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Which sucks. I mean, I felt that too, but I've had to like actively combat against it in my own brain. I don't want to jump down that rabbit hole too far. Maybe we can talk on that more later because we got to
Yeah.
finish this story. We suck at telling stories in any
Wait, hold
sense.
on, pause. I do
You
not
two
think
suck.
we.
I'm
no,
just over here waiting
I don't think that we
patiently.
suck at telling stories because people are enamored and they're still following along because the punchline is Siren made my Christmas. Siren also told me to keep going. Siren also made me feel like I've been doing this for years and I was a creator after just finding out that somebody I trusted said they never thought you were a real creator in the first place. They kind of thought you were lazy. Like I was getting all this feedback of negative information about my going live as a content creator. And Wendy and Siren just shared a screen with me and loved the interaction they got. And they had no idea what a pivot point that was for me. to end that month having had that big battle and that big interaction and be validated in that moment as a creator and as somebody who could do this. And that sounds like being a TikTok live streamer sounds so weird. Like if you try and tell or explain that to somebody else, they may not get it. But if you say, I'm a live streamer, it's something so new and so electric that people are curious and they're asking questions and they're researching and they're trying to understand. And it's palpable.
My mom told me the other day that she read somewhere that one of the top 10 most lucrative professions in the United States right now is like content creator. That's not why I did this, like
No,
by any means.
But that's why you're good at it. You're good at it because you're not trying to make it lucrative. You're trying to make a place where people feel safe and seen. That's the thing about the way the world is turning right now is everybody is talking about themselves. Everybody is me centered, or you're trying to keep up with an image that you think is perfection. Why aren't we happy in our own skin? Because we're being told that the beauty standards must be looking like this, must be talking like this, must be owning this, must be wearing this. We're being told what to expect. And content creators change the rules because we show up exactly as we are in whatever state we want to, at whatever time we need to, giving other people the same grace we want given to ourselves. Now, I say that as an individual who's trying to change the rules for content creation before it gets messy, because I was literally just talking to someone else about this today and how we can't allow For You pages to look like skinny white bitches wearing the same outfit over and over again. That can't be the only standard of beauty. We can't continue to encourage people to not feel safe in their own skin.
Mine's full of masked lesbians.
Oh, that's
Did I break it?
You didn't. No, you're good. I'm proud of you.
Good. I curated it well. Wendy's over there smiling.
Mine's just on the rabbit hole of the fucking crash documentary because I've been going down a rabbit hole for that for 2 days. So
good job.
Rebuttal.
I think.
Thoughts?
Stuck? What?
The crash rabbit hole?
You want to explain that?
There's a documentary on Netflix that just came out that I watched a couple days ago where a 17-year-old had her boyfriend who was like 19 or 20 and a friend of theirs in the back of her car. He was like 19 or 20 as well. And she drove over 100 miles and ran into a building and killed both of the two passengers.
I heard a little bit about that. Yeah.
What?
And she's 17 at the time. So it's just been everywhere. And I watched a documentary and I was like, man, I don't know if she did this intentionally. And like, she's 17 and her fucking frontal lobe ain't even fully developed.
There was something about like the gas pedal or something too, wasn't there?
So there was no brake applied. There's a lot of different rabbit holes to go down. Netflix left a lot of things out apparently. And there's two other documentaries you can watch that puts more into perspective, but pretty much she's in prison and she ends up getting 2 15 to life sentences for each of these boys that she killed. She was hurt, but she survived. And there was something about like the car being put in neutral and drive a couple times, like someone was trying to stop her. She's tried to say that she has like POTS and she had a seizure, she blacked out, but they're saying that's not really true. So there's a lot of controversy about it. I watched a TikTok last night when I couldn't sleep about an EDR. And since I'm in bodily injury claims, I know exactly what an EDR is.
I don't know what that is.
It's a box in the vehicle. People call it a black box. It's not a black box. That's only in planes. But it is.
What color is the box?
Fucking pink. I don't know. It might be black, but it's not a black box.
Oh, okay.
It's because that can record stuff like in a flight.
Yeah.
That can record sounds and stuff. This cannot do that. It just tells you like things about the impact of the vehicle. So I was listening to somebody who was an EDR specialist last night on TikTok and just been down the rabbit hole for 2 days. So that's all that's been on my For You page.
For research purposes, I just opened up my TikTok and scrolled. And it was gays talking about music festivals for the summer.
Mm-hmm.
And then Snoopy partying.
Hell yeah.
How are you? How are you just as wholesome as your voice sounds?
She's not that wholesome though. She
Oh no, definitely not.
She puts off that persona.
If you guys, our listeners, have access to our bonus episodes, the first bonus episode we released, Wendy and I talk about our BDSM test scores.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. It was a little spicy last night for sure.
It did get a little spicy, but yeah, although she might sound quite innocent, that was the greenest BDSM test score sheet I've ever seen in my life.
Just because it looked like I was a grade A student there doesn't mean anything, okay, you guys? I just might have a little trauma, just a little bit.
And a plethora of fetishes.
And at least the girl knows what she wants.
I'm not complaining about it. You be.
Did she?
Can you guys see me?
You froze. I literally I was just about to ask. Oh, it was a little tongue out. It is a tongue voice.
My whole computer is gonna freeze
Oh,
on me
no.
right now.
Shit.
It's
My
okay.
mouse isn't even moving.
You're back.
There it is. You're back.
Okay.
Okay.
You're not allowed to touch anything else.
What's going on with your computer the last 2 days?
I don't know. It's being stupid. I should probably clean out the air filters. They're getting a little like
I have to do
clogged
that
with
too.
dirt,
You
dust.
think might be overheating?
Maybe
Working
don't know.
overtime?
I have been working overtime, Wendy. You know
have.
that.
No,
This
that's what I'm
website,
saying.
yeah, like the website, all the Patreon stuff has been amazing to set up and like create something that I've only ever heard other podcasters ever talk about. I never thought I'd have a Patreon, let
Mhm.
alone a Patreon that in 3 days has 11 subscribers, 10 of which are paid. And like
Yeah.
that, like, it's incredible. It's incredible. I'm beyond grateful for all of those people. And
Mhm.
yeah, excited to see where we go. But
Yeah. You did a really good job on it. You've been working hard.
thank you.
And with the, we got our website. We
Yeah.
got the Patreon. We have the
How
Tongue
would one
First
find the
podcast on
Patreon?
TikTok.
Right? Follow the TikTok now.
No,
Tongue
how
It's
First
an
does
app
Podcast.
that you download.
Is it?
Patreon.
I guess I
Patreon.
should. Maybe I
Mhm.
could just.
Yeah. you should check
There's
it out.
there's different tiers if you want to go ahead and do the chaos one.
Of course I do.
The chaos, what is it? Goblin?
Chaos Gremlin.
Chaos Gribbling Goblin, whatever.
I was gonna do Goblin, but you said that Gremlin sounded better.
I don't know.
Well,
Can I just call it a gromlin?
Sure, that sounds perfect.
okay.
There's only 3 of them allowed.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're getting into the weeds on that a little bit. I
Mm.
feel like I say that at least once every episode. Something about getting into the weeds.
Okay,
Anyway.
so let me just reel you in because both of you need reeled in a little bit.
Oh God.
You were talking about how you met Magali,
Yeah.
and
So
then Magali is supposed to go last. Let's give our perceptions of what we thought about when we met Magali, and then Magali can tell us.
so my big first impression, well, that was my first, but like when Magali really stuck out for me was when we connected again, like 2 months ago, 3 months ago, something like that. It had been a while since we did anything or chatted because like I see her on and she plays video games, and often when I'm co-hosting, I don't like I don't know. I don't request people who play video games mostly because they're doing the thing there. But I was feeling it and I was like, whatever. I haven't talked to her in a while. We'll check in.
I know that I am a big person and a big believer that if I would not sit still in your chat and watch you and pay attention to you and engage in your community, I don't want you on my screen. Get out of my face. I'm not sharing time, energy, or space on you because there's something that doesn't sit right in my spirit. So I'm not going to embrace it. So when I shared the screen with you, not only did chat say, we like her.
Oh,
Can we have more of her? I
oh
was
my
like,
God.
yeah, we can do that. We can do that. And I stream in my goals, in my heart of heart, in my goals. I try and stream 8 hours a day. And what happened was I was streaming with the same like 5-ish people for over a month after going live full time. And my community was like, golly, variety, we need it. Give it to us. And I was like, you know what? The universe will give it to me when it's time. Okay, relax. And then you popped up, and then we did the thing. And then they were like, we know her. And I was like, what do you mean we know her? And my OG chat was like, golly, Christmas. It's like, Christmas. Boom. Everything connected. And I was like, heart me in Siren's chat.
Yeah.
I know who Wendy is. We met on Christmas. And we hadn't seen you since March 5th. And March 5th is an important date because that is when I came home for the last time from my corporate job, sat down at my computer instead of crying in bed, and told the entire internet, or at least my TikTok community of 7 at the time, I would be going
Which
live
is the entire internet.
It's the entire internet. Did you guys not know that I'd be going live full time? And they were like, okay, Buttercup, buckle up. It's time to get shit done. And I was like, go.
And you told this story about how we had this one interaction around Christmas to me and how that changed your trajectory.
Yes, because I did not think I belonged on this space. Because somebody had put in my head that I didn't belong on this space. That somebody had made me feel as if I was annoying. That I was not somebody worth sitting down and listening to, because all I really did was ramble.
That's the best part.
But what's crazy is March 5th happens. I come on the internet and I tell them that I left. And then people started to gravitate toward me. Like, I had 2 friends show up in my life. Should I mention them by name? I think it would be cool if I do.
Go for it.
Narwhal and Pixie popped up. And you know Pixie as Hales, Wendy. And Hales says, your Discord needs work, girl. And I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, bro. I didn't think anybody wanted to talk to me once I leave the screen. She's like, well, how are you going to create a community if you don't make a place for the community to gather? And I was like, well, I mean, I mentioned this to other people, but I didn't think I was nearly important enough to have this happen. So Narwhal brings in, or Pixie brings in, Hales brings in Narwhal, and Adri, who has been my best friend, my confidant, my ally, my partner writing through all of this live stuff. She's like, hey, yo, if they're offering their support right now, you need to shut the fuck up and take it. And I went, very good. So over the next 2 weeks, we saw the Discord wake up. We saw the community that was sitting in the live show up in the Discord. And every day that I would pop on, I would try really hard to remain engaging with an audience. And then I saw you effortlessly just chilling with your crowd, just chilling with your audience, just chilling with your community. And I was like, wait, am I trying too hard? Maybe a little bit. But I was also gaming. And when you're a gaming creator, you have to stay in the eyesight of the analytics. So you need to pay attention to what is trending. And what happens when you do that is you can burn yourself out on a specific game. So you cannot overdo it on one game. You can't just stay in Fortnite land. You can't just stay in Rivals land. You need to continue to be eclectic and embrace the fact you have variety and dimensions as a human. So I say all of that to say, Siren did the thing without saying the words, where she's like, hey, you don't have to be one type of creator. You can be whatever kind of creator you want it to be. And without saying it, Wendy did the same thing because she showed up whenever the fuck she wanted to. Wendy didn't have to have a set schedule because she has multiple things happening in her life. That's a big deal to me because I felt like if I didn't show up exactly at a specific time every day, like clockwork, like a TV show sitcom.
Because that's one of the if they ever give you a list, if this is how you succeed as a live streamer, be consistent with the time you're on every day. What? I suck at that.
Well, I mean, there is some sort of a method to my madness.
Tell us more.
Okay.
I do tend to get on at the same time because I have to have some routine because I start my corporate job at 10:30 Eastern Standard because I work Pacific times. So I'll get on in the morning. We'll start the day together. We'll make my coffee. I'll dance in the kitchen. We'll talk to everyone. They'll see Titus. They'll, watch me play with the ball. We got music. I take your meds, drink your water, do all the things that you need to do. And they kind of know that's my routine. I wake up with them every day. And then I have to work. And then my lunch break, I'll stream for an hour. And then I'll go back to work. And then when work is over, I'll come back on and stream when it's done. If I don't have the podcast. And if I'm not burnt out.
Right. So basically, whenever you're existing and you're not working, you're live.
Yes.
which can be exhausting.
That was important for me to see, though, Wendy, because I felt like I was failing if I didn't show up exactly at the same time every day. Me not showing up at 12:30 was stressing me out. Me not hitting the button at 7:30 was making me feel bad. Me not putting a whole 8 hours into a day, even if I only ever saw $3 show up on my screen all day long, it made me feel like I wasn't doing my part as a creator. And
People will
both of
show
you,
up.
but you're
Yeah,
right,
people will
but
show up.
that's the goal, though, is that I needed you both to set that example for me to break whatever faux rule was existing in my universe. Those rules were manufactured by somebody else, and that may have worked for them, but it doesn't have to work for me. You both
As
did
long
that.
as you're consistent, it doesn't matter what time.
Yeah.
They'll be there, know you're coming. So it's just like, you just have to be consistent with showing up every day. It don't really matter what time. It could be around the times that you normally stream, but it doesn't have to fucking be exactly at 12:30, exactly at 7:30. So as long as you're consistent, don't be too hard on yourself.
Yeah. We've gotten better.
One of the things, Magali, that you don't know, maybe is how the interaction that we had in December, how small that felt in the grand scheme of all the interactions that I have online.
That you didn't know the sort of impact it had.
You don't feel it. You don't know it. And then when you hit me with that, you hit me with like a ton of bricks, but like in like the best way of like knowing that, like, because I when that happened, I was in a really tough time trying to figure out what I wanted to keep, if I wanted to keep going, like what I wanted to keep doing, what I wanted to do next. And you seem to, in my life, consistently be a reminder of like, yeah, if you keep showing up, like even the little moments, like the little small interactions are going to change people's lives.
And it's like that all the time, because there's things that we do all the time that we don't realize is like such a big impact to someone. And then they'll tell you and you're like, oh, that was like nothing. That was just like, you know what I mean? Oh, that was nothing. You don't have to thank me. It's just, you know what I mean? And then you find out it was such a huge thing that you did for someone. And that makes it really fucking cool, honestly.
The validation that you put into that moment of not like Magali as a creator, but Magali as a person was profound. And you didn't have to. Like, you didn't say, everybody has to get the speed. Why aren't you getting the speed? That sounds so small, right? The other thing was, you were so excited to share space with me that I was like, oh, I can do this too? I can be the big bubbly version of myself. Do people actually want this? Yeah, girl, what you doing? Stop trying to pretend to be cool. Who taught you that was smart?
Just be you.
Yeah, but being me got me hurt.
Cool, though.
But being me got me hurt once upon a time. So
that's because then people suck.
That's fair. But now I am unlearning what I ingratiated into my habits to keep myself safe. I am constantly reviewing and responding in a very gentle manner so I can remain genuine with my interactions and with my energy. It's not a race. There's no rush. Nobody wants anything but the most authentic version of you. And even this past like 2 weeks, I had my 30th birthday happen, and
Dirty 30.
That was scary for me. I had a lot happen in my 20s. So to hit 30, I was like, oh my God, I'm old. And then I was like, wait, hold on, bitch. You're not old.
Yeah,
You're not old.
Calm down.
No, but like
pipe down.
I didn't get to experience the craziness that happens to normal 19 through 24-year-olds. Like that window of time where people are like precocious and they're loud and they're making mistakes and they're coming home drunk off their ass and they're embarrassing. Like that period of time for me was spent homeless or caring for my grandmother who had dementia or working 3 jobs or trying to stay in a theater community so that I didn't lose sight of who I was. So at one point I was working on a musical. I was working a job as a optician's assistant, and I was working at a movie theater bar. All of those at 22 and living in a hotel and overdrafting my credit card. I'm sorry, not even my credit card. It was my debit card. If you know anything about the finance, overdrafting your debit card is like 15 times worse. But like I was pulling money out to survive and then like paying it back the next week when I got a paycheck. And I was making really irresponsible decisions on top of caring for somebody who had Alzheimer's and dementia and making sure she got to her appointments and that she wasn't left alone when I was at rehearsal. Big shout outs to my husband, to Alec. I love him. He was a big part of making sure I didn't just give up on life internally. Like everything that happened all at once during that time period made me feel like I was missing something. So when I got to 30, I was like, wait, hold on, I didn't miss anything because everything happened in the right order. I needed to have that smack of life so that I can enjoy the peace that I'm having right now. I earned this peace. I earned living in a house that I own. I earned the car that I pay for that's in my name that I don't even drive. I earned the peace I have because I lived without it for so long, and others may take that for granted. So 30 and comfortable is kind of sexy. Like, the fuck is this? I like it here.
Not a lot of people can say that. I entered my 30s. I was hating my job. It just like I was working as a youth pastor full time. I felt so like I was trying to like convince everybody that I was something I wasn't because my spirituality was opening up way beyond like what they would typically accept in that respect. So it was a nightmare time for me, and I was moving into my 30s with so much uncertainty. It's crazy, but I relate hardcore to like not being able to like feeling like you missed out on something. Being someone who like went to Bible college and then became a youth pastor.
Ollie went to
It's like
Catholic school.
we all missed out on things in different ways.
Yeah,
and it's wild because, like, I moved
that's
out
why
at
we
16.
share our stories here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I moved out at 16. I was on my own at 16. Someone asked me not too long ago, like, what do you want out of life? And I'm like, just to be able to take care of myself comfortably. I don't need anything else, just to be mentally, emotionally, and financially in a healthy spot. Like I don't need some big giant thing. Like what I'm doing right now is a lot, and I would not have. You couldn't have asked me 2 years ago if I would have been a streamer and have a podcast. And I have a big birthday coming up, 45. So it's like, I would never have been like, oh yeah, I'm going to be a streamer. I'm going to be doing a podcast and working my corporate job all at the same time.
Who'd have thunk it?
2-time divorce, fucking single and moved to a town I don't want to fucking be in. So, life is crazy, and it's another lesson that we have to learn, but sometimes I'm just tired of these fucking lessons because I'm good.
I didn't sign up for this class.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
full over here. We're at capacity. Like I don't need
I thought I took
any
all the
more.
credits. God damn it.
Yeah. Like, so you're just like, sometimes you're like, fuck, another lesson I didn't ask for that I have to heal from. I mean, if it wasn't for a lot of people in the platform, like, when you have people constantly hyping you up, and like, I've never had so many people hit on me in my life. And it's crazy because you're just like, y'all are just being sweet. But no, they really want to fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, and speaking of that, maybe not speaking of that in particular, but Wendy, we should circle back around to the like your impressions of Magali, or like maybe like what, maybe not that. I mean, that's not the right word.
Yeah.
Like your relationship with
I
Miss
don't
Magali.
remember a lot of the December meetup. I don't think I was really paying that much attention to Magali.
You surely called me a good girl.
Oh my gosh.
I was in like a different place, and I think I was more focused on like the TikTok thing and getting my platform like built up. And I had just met Siren, and we were, bonding, and we were getting into different things together. And so I don't really I remember the battle vaguely that we did, the 2v2, but there's another moment that stands out even more than that, where it was just Magali and I had, Magali, did you request me or did I request you? Because I was streaming and then
Furniture?
singing.
It was the furniture. I requested you because it was in January and I was just kind of like wandering around and I was like, I want to talk to people. I don't want to play games. I don't want to do stuff because I got my computer. Oh, that's another important thing. You doing the thing in December was also really validating because I just got my computer. So I just started streaming on a computer. So everything felt real in that moment, in that 2v2. And I was able to talk to you guys and you had complimented my voice and my sound quality. And I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So when I came back to you later, Wendy was building furniture and my community was just quiet. And I was like, okay, you guys, I need you to talk. I need you guys to participate in the conversation. And you know who they participated in the conversation for? Our banter. They loved our banter. They loved us being silly and playful with one another. And it was light. And you were like, can you sing for me? I'm like, while you're making furniture? Okay, I guess we can battle while you're making furniture. And I could sing, sure. And I'm pretty sure I sang Part of Your World.
You did, because Haley, my bestie, requested it.
Yes.
Because you said pick a Disney song or something. And I was like, I don't fucking...
You're like,
I was like, I don't know right off the bat if I would have to. And yeah, so I was just like, oh my God, why is she so fucking adorable? And it was at that moment where I got to know her a little bit. We vibed and she sang and I was like, she's so talented and she's sweet. And then ever since then,
And
we've
then
been
you slid
vibing
into
and
her
thriving.
DMs.
That didn't happen till recently, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was new.
Yeah, I was in a relationship, remember, Siren?
Right. This is when we weren't recording the podcast because you're
like in between part of us not podcasting because Christmas, holiday, moving, trying to figure life out, and then we got back to it. So we took a little bit of a break. So, but no, this was, I don't know, the last month or so, Magali. That I don't know if I slid in her DMs. I just go into her live and flirt with her and make her embarrassed and then try to figure out if she hates it or is interested. I still don't know to this day.
You know what's great is that you don't know. That means I'm doing my job pretty well, keeping you on the...
I still don't know. I think I know, but then I'm like...
This is fun for me. I think you're getting a taste of your own medicine. I think that you do need a little bit of will she, won't she, instead of the confident, I got this. I think you need that because it's just, it keeps you engaged.
I had that my whole life.
No, but it keeps you engaged here because I'm not a bitch. Like, I'm not disrespectful. I'm not unkind. I know. And it's not like I'm making you run. If anything, I'm telling you to walk and use tiptoe feet. And you're over here like, I'm going to use dino feet. Nope. Tiptoe.
I like dinos.
Okay. And tiptoe.
Tiny, tiny.
Tiptoe.
I am tiptoeing.
I know. I'm forcing you to. It's like you're walking in high heels against your will.
Here to be seen. It would definitely be against my will if I was in high heels.
I know.
But it's against my will. Yeah. Okay.
Literally any group chat on my phone I'm in with the two of them, it's like no one else is in the chat.
No. We know you're there.
Yeah.
Don't worry. We
like for you to watch, remember?
No. We don't like, we allow and then we watch you guys squirm. That's fun for me.
Siren does like to squirm a lot.
She does. I had a feeling. Like, look at her. She's not squirming right now, but the way that she's avoiding eye contact is kind of cute.
It's close.
Look. Yeah. Oh, she did the lean forward. Oh, I love it. Anyway, let me stop. I gotta behave and scene.
But no, so I have gone into extra, we talked about this. I'm dabbling in the maybe starting my own polycule. Who knows? I've had 2 marriages where I put my all into that shit, and I would love for like maybe more than one person to be consistently in my life, making me feel very wanted and desired, and just communicating and being super consistent in my life. So we're dabbling with the idea of that. And
so Wendy wants to court me, and I did the thing. I did the thing where I was like, I just got this once in a lifetime opportunity of locking the fuck in and creating and cultivating a community on the internet, on Twitch, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and every social media platform needs attention, curation. And if I do not lock in, I'm going to lose this opportunity. If I don't get this shit done, I'm never going to forgive myself. And my husband has been incredibly supportive. So my answer to Wendy every time she's like, be mine, I'm like, be my work.
I didn't even know that she was married until recently, number one.
Oh,
But then you just said the situation that you were kind of in, that you're now repairing a little bit of, you're repairing a little bit with Alec because of the situation. So it was a situation where it was unbeknownst to you that you were in a relationship, or
so like it was a friendship that kept getting heavier.
Mhm.
Like I kept taking on responsibilities and baggage, and I'm sure they did too. And you could see it from the outside in, where it just became more emotionally and mentally intimate. Like I
Mhm.
knew like patterns, I knew schedules, I knew where their head was at when they weren't okay. I was there. You know what? They jokingly called me their emotional support human.
Yeah.
And that's cute until that emotional support human doesn't have an emotional support human. Like you're them, I am them, you were them. It's a cycle. But then the cycle stopped, and I just kept getting all of it. And someone came into their life and called us codependent. And I was insulted because we were each other's safe place. Then another person became their safe place and then held them accountable on how they treated me and therefore mistreated me. And just everything started changing. And it went from us being so enraptured in one another to being called out on that. And then they walked backwards. Like everything that was happening, they walked backwards. And there was trauma tied in too. So I don't know if I want this in the podcast either, because this is something that's heavy and I'm still recovering from it. And they don't deserve to be amplified. They don't deserve any space on this platform. They did not do anything in helping me get here.
Mhm.
I don't want to celebrate them, but I gave them so much access to me that I did not know that boundaries were healthy. And there were no boundaries because I wanted them to feel like they could have anything they wanted where I was concerned. And my confidence went with that. My insecurity showed up from it. So I became a lot more sensitive where they're concerned and where stuff like that is concerned. And he saw it, and I went to therapy about it. And I was in therapy for as long as I could be while my insurance could provide for that. And I was working on unpacking that stuff. And my therapist called me out. She's like, "You didn't mean to end up in a relationship with this person. And I know how much you love Alec, but do you realize how natural it was for you to allow them in? Like how it was just a part of your nature to love them the way they needed to be loved to the fullest capacity you were able to offer. You didn't even try and censor that, augment it, stop it, pause it. You just full throttle cared because they needed you to. You loved them because someone needed them. Someone needed them, and you were that needed. You did that. I hope they know that it was pure in intention and care."
Well, I mean, it's hard when you're an empath, that's hard, but people will definitely take advantage of someone being an empath and manipulate that, unfortunately. I have follow-up questions about your polyness when you're married and in a relationship with someone that doesn't want you to be poly, it sounds like.
He does not want me to be poly right now so that I can focus on what's in front of me because I'm easily distracted. I will pour
Mhm.
into somebody and then forget the point of the project. He asked me to pause on everything so I can heal after that incident. And I have been healing and I haven't taken anything new on. And I mentioned that too. So the pause is not just for the projects and me curating a career and trying my damnedest to pour 100% of myself into it, but it's also to make sure that I balance life because he deserves time too. And right now he's been a trooper about sacrificing that time. He really has. Our schedules are not aligning right now. For example, he went to work at
Yeah.
7:30 this morning, got off at 4:30. He came home. I was still streaming. After I got off of stream for 5 hours, I took a nap. He went and played a game. I got back on my computer to do this and record a podcast. He's playing a
Mhm.
game because I'm working.
Mhm.
So he's not actually getting a lot of my energy and attention right now because I'm
Right.
pouring all of my time and energy into creating these
Work.
platforms.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he's being super considerate and understanding where that's concerned, because that was an object of contention, because I've been streaming on TikTok for over 600 days. So in that 600-day span, he has had to deal with feeling like he's been put in second place where streaming is concerned, and learning how to balance that out, because that relationship, that issue happened in that 600 days. So now he had to forgive that and understand I can be really good at this. So he needs to grant me the grace and the space to get it done. And he's been so sweet about it. He took an entire week off for my birthday. So in between streaming, we could go do things and have adventures and go to theme parks on Mondays and sleep in until noon when I get up to stream. So
I mean, that's something that I think we could touch on. This whole, I feel the theme of this episode has been really about like content creation as like streamers and what that can be like.
You don't have time for a lot of other things, for sure.
No, and unfortunately, but in terms of partners and their support on this platform, as a streamer, like we work this job almost every day, and if we're not live, we're putting out a fire, having a conversation, DMing someone about something or another, and they don't get a lot of our time, and it's hard. It's hard on them. It's maintaining that balance is difficult. My first my ex my ex-wife, the parent of my children, when I started streaming ever was on the Twitch platform. I called myself the bearded reverend because I was a youth pastor and had like a crazy beard. But like I like somehow made affiliate on that like streaming like games and stuff on Twitch, and I just want to call it the purple app, by the way, because I'm so used to like TikTok lingo. But
Yeah.
on Twitch, and my partner did not support me in that at all. She thought it was silly. She thought, well, I mean, she wanted to support me. I don't want to say she didn't, but like she didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what I was doing. I still like to this day, like when I started streaming on TikTok and I started like actually making it work, I wasn't trying to do that. That what I just wanted to hang out and play video games and like have cool discussions with people and show people the cool shit that I did in Stardew Valley, you know, like
yeah, that's so sweet.
uh, but my partner at the time when I started doing this, she was ingrained in internet culture and knew what that was about. But like what are some of the other like maybe hardships that you've run into with your partner? Maybe what are some of the other like sacrifices that you've had to make that they've had to make in terms of like you doing this
Time.
full time now?
It's time and volume, because they start their day so much earlier than I do. I can't scream. Like, I have to be mindful of my internal volume, which is one of the reasons we actually invested in this mic really early. So I was streaming on my phone for a good amount of time, and he was like, "You're getting good at this. You want a game? You want to stream the games that you play? Hold on, I got you." Once upon a time, he wanted to be a streamer. So where I was on stage, he wanted to be a streamer and stream the games that he played and showed how good he was. Except he's not a super talkative person. He doesn't like to put himself out there and chit chat. He'll talk about the game that's in front of him, but not necessarily the small talk that fills in the gaps of the quiet. I'm the person that fills in the gaps of the quiet when I play the games, right? I chit chat the whole time through. I yip yap the entire time. And he saw that I could do that. And so he gave me his gaming laptop and he's like, "Here, it's gonna have a camera, and we'll get you a microphone, and we'll get you a capture card so you can stream your games. And I will do my best to support you because I couldn't do this, but you could. You could do this. Okay? So we can have a little setup, and you can have a little camera. We can get you a little light. Let's get you a microphone because you need to talk because you can't shut up anyway."
Okay, so like he saw the gift in you.
Yeah. And I got really lucky because, like, he didn't have to. Like, he could have been like, "Oh my God, shut, just go play your stupid games." Like,
Right, right.
he could have just dismissed that, and he didn't. And so I put the microphone on a firm and payment planned it because I wanted to have a mic so I could hear myself and I knew how loud I was being. And so I could be considerate of him sleeping, and I knew how loud I was being and I could bring my voice down, which brought me into a place where I used my full voice, where I could go from big bubbly versions of myself to really soft and intentional speaking. Those are two different things. And my mom taught me that too, because she's a poet. And at some point we'll talk about her. But like
Yeah.
he saw it and wanted to cheer it on. And he made the concessions and the choices to support to the best of his ability. Like he will make sure I
Yeah.
have water when he's here. He'll make sure I've eaten when he's here. When he's not here, I'm really bad at taking care of myself like that.
Yeah, it's hard.
No,
It's really difficult.
you know who calls me out on it? Wendy. Wendy's been calling me out on it. And he can't
Chat
call me
calls
out.
me out on it.
Well, he can't call me out on it because he doesn't know. Because one of the things he doesn't do is he doesn't actually watch my streams. That sounds so weird. And I want you guys to know,
No, that doesn't sound weird.
like,
Doesn't
but
sound weird at all.
a lot of people are like, what do you mean you stream full time and he doesn't watch your streams?
He's got other shit going on. Like,
Right.
what?
And
Like,
you're married,
it's a
like,
full-time job to
you'll
watch
talk
someone
about it
stream
when
full
you're-
time. That's crazy.
Well, you don't go to his job instead of his work all day and watch him. So, like, you know what I mean? Why would he do that? I mean, he sounds fucking lovely. Whatever.
I'm
Whatever.
sorry.
Whatever.
Hey, it took a lot for him to get to a point in his life where he's like, I have responsibilities. Shit. Like, baby boy tried to spend $1,000 on a driving sim rig in his mother's basement. I love him so much. He sold that in a month. Don't worry. I made sure. But like, he did have to mature, and we did do that together. We got to 30 together. Like, we did not blow up or simultaneously combust together. Like, he went to a funeral when we said goodbye to my grandmother that he helped take care of through her dementia together. It wasn't something easy or something light. I'm lucky. I know I am, at least where he's concerned.
I have a follow-up question. Unless Wendy has a follow-up question.
My follow-up questions were, it doesn't sound like you've done it since y'all have been in a relationship, and you've been in a relationship for a decent amount of time. So me thinking that you're going to be open to have a poly situation doesn't sound really like something that would happen.
I can't say yes or no right now, but like, if something were to happen, somebody as grounded as you actually makes more sense than a lot of people I've encountered.
I mean, I'm the type of person that's like, do you like me or not? Because if you don't, like, we'll go right back into friend zone, and I won't hit on you because I don't hit on a lot of people. I'm demisexual. So it's hard for me to be emotionally, mentally, and physically attracted to someone. So when I am, I kind of just we go all in on it.
So I called him out on being demi too. Like, I had to push him out of the closet. I was like, do you realize that you're not straight? And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, dating you. Do you realize that you're not straight? He's like, what do you mean by that? And he's like, my pronouns are she, they. Not the time. It was very much. I was warping in gender for myself. I am now, I don't talk about that a lot. I just acknowledge that I'm pan. And I don't care what's in your pants if I like who you are as an individual. If I fuck with your aura and your energy and your vibe, then I want to give you the time of day. If you can match my playfulness, I want to be present. However, telling him that, he was so confused. He was like, what? I was like, yeah. He's like, I don't actually care what's in people's pants either. I was like, I know. You never cared.
The way, when you described how you guys met and like how your relationship was and how he like went across the country to meet you in person just to like hold your hand for the first time, is that what you said?
He
Or give
kissed
you a
me
hug?
on the train platform. I have a picture of it somewhere, but it was really fucking cute. Like, he got off the train and we like made eye contact across the platform. And I remember running to him, and my first words were, you're really tall.
Yeah.
And he picked me up and he kissed me, and we had a burger at a place called Foster's Grill. I don't even know if it still exists.
See, it sounds like a couple lesbian.
Right? I'm
So that's
saying.
what I was gonna say. I was like, it sounds a little sapphic. And we were talking to Joe, this like sapphic short story author, and I asked her if like she thinks like a straight relationship could be like have sapphic energy, and she was like, well, he's definitely not straight.
Yeah.
Like, if it's going to be like, he's definitely not like fully straight. There's no way.
No.
He's not. It's okay.
No, but it definitely has that like loving, like sapphic energy that we talk about on this podcast a lot. Yeah.
That's sweet. I wouldn't have known that until you told me that. I didn't ever think about it that way either.
How are you doing, Wendy?
I mean, I still have a lot of follow-up questions.
I'm scared.
Why are you scared?
Because your follow-up questions seem heavy, I also feel like a sense of disappointment coming from you right now.
I can never be disappointed about something that somebody was already in before I came along.
Okay.
And when I hear you talk about it and I know Siren's situation, it makes me think, damn, I've never had someone that showed up for me. Like that, like was consistent and showed up and made sure I was taken care of. And I mean, there's been like brief moments of that, but not consistently. So it makes me happy for you all that you have it. And then a part of me is like, damn, that's sad because I was married twice. So it's like, yeah, the first wife didn't do that at all. The second wife, you know, small glimpse of that, but never consistent. So I know how Siren's partners are because I'm around. And then to hear you talk about Alec, I'm just like, I've never really had someone that like thugged it out and like, you know, was just like, we're in this shit together. It's us against the problem. You know, it was
It
always
takes a
said
release
that.
of control on your part too, like of my part. I'm not saying you weren't doing that, but like that's such a
Yeah.
big part of that too, is like we have to be comfortable enough to let go of doing it all ourselves. It took me a
Well,
long time.
yeah. I mean, I've never been in a situation where I got to be the one that is like
Cared
the
for.
soft one,
Yeah.
the vulnerable one, the one that's not just like bossing it out and taking care of everything. That's just been me. So
Yeah.
I'm very much a caretaker. I'm very much a cater to you person, and I don't require much. And the amount that I require just wasn't. It makes me know that more and more it wasn't as consistent as it should be.
Can I ask you a question, like a follow-up question to Wendy?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of thinking about like what is required in the grand scheme of what you're talking about, what do you desire in your partner to give you in that respect? Not like what is the bare minimum they have to show up with? What in your depths of your being, how do you want someone to show up for you?
I would want to know that like it doesn't matter what's happening or what's going on. An argument, a stressful situation, just lifing, that it's not gonna make or break our relationship or our marriage.
Yeah.
Because there's
Constitution.
like so much relationship, marriage, whatever. I love being married. I love having a wife, being a wife. But like to just know that this argument is just like a moment. It's not gonna break how we feel about each other. And I feel like the fragility of the relationships that I've been in is it seems like one small thing and the avoidant dismissive is fucking out. And there was a book that I read, Your Attachment Styles. It's called Attached. And so I figured out a lot that I'm anxiously attached, but I'm like secure, anxiously attached. And I could definitely be out of the anxiously attached situation if someone was just fucking consistent and I didn't have to feel like the rug was going to be pulled out from underneath me as soon as I fucking dip my pinky toe into an ounce of comfortability.
Yeah. I know what that's like.
And I've had to just do that on my own with the healing process and me being very, you know, I took over 2 years to heal from that second marriage and went to a city I didn't know but one person in and got a second job because I didn't want to be at home in a city that I didn't know anyone in, just sitting at home, not fucking know anyone because I work from home. So I got a second job at a bar and grill and waitress and bartend and met a lot of people. And that place healed me in a way. And I met a lot of really great people. And then it served its purpose. But that person came back into my life after 2 years and undid a lot of the healing that I had done. And I was thinking, okay, like it didn't work the first time because I went from one marriage quickly into another one and I didn't properly heal myself and I was triggering their trauma and I was like, okay, it wasn't nothing horrible. I just had trauma responses, insecurities, and trust issues. We're going to go over here. We're going to heal. We're going to buckle down and do all the therapies, get on some anxiety medicine, and just like be very intentional with healing. And that's what I did. And you don't know the whole story, but that person still dated me a little bit into moving and then just completely ghosted me and didn't talk to me for a little over 2 years, and then popped back into my TikTok live one day just a year ago, 2 days ago, and has completely undid a lot of healing. And now I'm in a city I don't want to be in.
As you move there to be closer to her.
I'm so happy I'm muted because I have so many choice words, and those are not my words to say. And I'm going to be so respectful. I'm going to be so considerate.
And I was very intentional, and her birthday was in November, and I took her on a cruise, and our cruise took off the day of her birthday. And I got a ring, and I proposed to her on the plane in the middle of the air on her birthday, and took her on a cruise and paid for everything. And she had every part in me being here, and then broke up with me 2 weeks before I moved here after I had already signed a lease. And came back around, got with me, broke up with me about 4 times. She's a few years older than me. The last time she did this was like a month and a half, 2 months ago. Said that she was going to see me the next day on a Saturday. Came over here that Friday after I got off of work, brought me ice cream, hung out for a little bit, and I haven't seen her since. And she says it's because her kids don't want her to be with me. And I've never done anything to her kids, and they're adults. She has one that's 18, that's almost 18, that lives at home. The other 2 boys are adults. Long story short, after a long story, the consistency in knowing that I don't have to worry about someone just leaving and not having any sort of expectation. And I'm still healing from it, but I'm trying to not dwell on it and be in a situation where if I think this is why I work so much, because if I think about it too much, it makes me extremely sad, because I was very intentional with everything I did with the healing process, and she came back into my life. I left her alone. And I just wished her happy vibes and healing thoughts, and whoever she was with, I came to a point where I was okay with it. If that's what made her happy and that's what she wanted to do, and she came back into my life and made me think that it was what she wanted. And I've never felt so wanted and unwanted and dismissed in my life by someone. And I still don't know how she feels about me, because how could you treat someone like that who's done nothing but like love on you and protect you and make sure you're good and taken care of? My logical brain is like, if somebody loves you, they're not going to do that to you. But your heart and your brain are never in the same spot, so they're traitors to each other. Consistency, yeah, that's what I would need in my life.
Consent and consistency are so fucking sexy.
Yeah,
They are.
So a little bit about me that you didn't know, Magali.
You didn't. There's stuff that you didn't know about me that you just learned. Thank you for being safe and sharing with me. That's really important to me.
I don't mind talking about hard things. I just don't want to talk bad about anyone.
You don't deserve that.
No, I know I don't.
Oh.
Yeah, I know I don't.
Remember what I said about Mai Tai being an emotional support cat?
Yeah.
She just jumped across the room to come back to us.
Hey, Mai Tai.
She wanted to make sure everyone was okay over here.
We're good, cutie. Life is rough sometimes.
Mm-hmm. I feel really lucky to be able to talk about streaming with you guys. I feel like this should be a streaming or a content creator focused episode, because
Kind of feels that way.
My life changed with content creation. The last 3 months I've been able to support myself with content creation, with showing up and being the most authentic and genuine version of myself. I get a chance to make connections with people like you and Wendy, who have made my day. You made my day, Wendy. I came home to food because she wanted to, just because she could, just because she wanted to. And I'm really bad about making choices. So
She's really good at that.
Yeah.
That's my love language.
And my love language is affirmations. My love language.
You're very good at that too.
Thank you. My love language is quality time. My love language is showing up in a room and making sure I scream the loudest for you, so you know somebody's cheering just for you.
Can I ask you a couple questions to kind of end us out?
Yes, please.
And we can figure out how we want to snake this in. But I feel like this kind of goes along with what we were talking about in terms of like the borderline like sapphic structure of how your relationship started. How do you experience desire? What does desire for you look like?
One of the big constructs I like to talk about, like just talk about, because again, I recently became a gaming streamer like August. I've been streaming for 600 plus days. Just in August, I moved over to gaming. So prior to that, I was doing a lot of talking. And one of my big talking topics was love languages and understanding that the way that you want to be loved is not the way that somebody else wants to be loved. So take the time to understand your love language, then ask them and be curious about theirs so you can love them in the way they need to be loved. Desire is such a beautiful word because it's like, this is what I aim for. This is what I strive for. This is what I crave, right? You desire someone's touch. You desire someone's sweet words in your ear. You desire someone's presence and company. Desire changes. It doesn't have to stay in one little box. It shapeshifts, and it's beautiful when it does because it can catch the light in just the right way where it watches you smile and face directly into it, because desiring your time today is not going to be desiring your touch tomorrow. Desiring that phone call and connection where you can be vulnerable and empathetic is not going to be the same thing as, thank you for taking the choice for me of what I'm going to eat today out of my hand, for loving me enough to take that big chunk of my day off my shoulders. So desire shapeshifts. And I think that's what makes love so accessible and sapphic, because she doesn't have to look like one thing. She's a goddess that steps in whatever path she wants to when she's needed most in a space. I don't know if that sounded really silly or if I actually answered your question, but that's what my thoughts were.
No, I love it. I know. That's what we're looking for. I love hearing you talk about it. Honestly, I just love hearing you talk and say words is really fantastic.
You know, can I blame my mom for that one? Because she is like a
Shout out
published
to your
poet.
mom.
You know, she's pretty fucking cool.
She's cool. You're really cool too, though. Now you're like,
I mean,
accredited podcast guest. Like, that's
holy
pretty wild.
shit, that's right. That's happening.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Shout out to Tongue First for having me. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for being a part of this craziness. You had another question, or?
I just was
You
going to
said
ask
you
our
had one.
last question. Like our last, like, I don't know, episode.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go there yet? What was the last thing you tasted that made you go, oh, yeah? And I'm talking food, just so we're clear. This is going to be an ad for Red Bull.
And
I wonder who sent that to you.
Gee, thanks, Wendy. I'm ever so grateful. And let me tell you, the iced vanilla berry made me go, I got this. Yes. Just like that. Just like that. Just like that.
Oh, yeah.
And
I'm telling you, it's my favorite kind.
I thought that the pink one was your favorite.
No, I said it goes blue, orange, and then I said I hadn't tried the berry one.
Okay.
But I sent it to you because I felt
thought
like
you meant this
were...
one because it is a berry. I thought that's why I got confused. I thought you meant the
that one's like a
blue.
vanilla. What is it? Vanilla something.
Vanilla ice berry. Just one
yeah,
moment.
that vanilla ice berry is where it's at.
And if you want to weigh in on your favorite flavor of Red Bull, make sure you join the Patreon.
That's
where the conversation continues after the podcast. Let's roll right into a commercial break. You guys are wonderful. Wendy, thank you for taking time out of your night to record. Magali, we love you so
Appreciate
much.
you.
And we're going to have you back for another conversation for sure.
Thank you so much.
We definitely will.
It's been an honor and a pleasure.
This got out of hand.
This ticket so out of hand. It was wild.
I still have
love
follow-up questions too that will probably stay in the cranium forever now.
Yeah. We can ask maybe after we stop the episode. No.
I think my polycule dream just got killed tonight. So
if I send you a picture of my boobs, would it make you feel better?
No, I see them every day, all the time.
Did you want mine?
Don't threaten me with a good time.
And with that, we're out. Good night.
Good night.
And that's a wrap on episode 9 of Tongue First. If this episode made you think about the people who showed up quietly and changed everything, send it to them. Leave a review, follow the show, and find Miss Magali on TikTok at Miss Magali 25 and on Twitch at twitch.tv/Miss Magali Plays Games. And if you want more bonus episodes, behind-the-scenes moments, and the full after-hours community, head over to the Tongue First Patreon. The link is in the show notes. This episode of Tongue First was hosted by Aubrey Siren Jones and Wendy Reeves, edited and produced by Bo Dara McIntyre, Wendy Reeves, and Aubrey Jones. Special thanks to Brookdale, that's me, for the intro and outro voiceovers, to Miss Magali for being exactly who she is and not one bit less, and to Bo Dara McIntyre for keeping the guests coming, the socials running, and the Patreon community growing. A special thanks to you, our Pillow Talk members, Tay Marie, Valicera, Brooklyn C, Siren, Mandis, Meggers, and Mr. Val. We see you, and we appreciate you more than you know. New episodes drop every Monday. Until next time, stay curious, stay queer, and don't forget to lick responsibly. Nice. Happy to be of service.